My father was the third person to open a private gym in Athens in 1968.
Yes, so I want to take you back now a bit to those years. First, do you want to talk a bit about your father?
Very gladly,
So your father was
but don't make me cry. Yes,
your father was a wrestling champion. He was a strong man. He also opened this place here. So he was a gym owner as well. He was involved in powerlifting and with strongman competitions.
I'll tell you, Masistas. Probably the modern translation of Masistas is strongman. So what he used to do, he probably started as a wrestling athlete and then that transitioned into professional wrestling. He was the champion of Greece and Europe. He has traveled to 35 countries, but through all of this, he also likes strength. Therefore, from images he had when he was younger, he performed various feats of strength, and in schools, in secondary education, but also in open spaces.
Yes.
This and his involvement with power triathlon. He had organized a Mr. Ellis one year in 1958 with his bodybuilding friends. Let them correct me if I'm wrong, I don't remember the date or the year very well, but it was 2 years. He, along with Loisos, who was his associate, had organized the Mr. Ellis, and as part of Mr. Ellis, he had also included a power triathlon competition. Inspired by videos he watched of Sergio Oliva training back then on state television, he was one of the pioneers, if you will, of the power triathlon. That's how the power triathlon slowly started to appear in Greece, but later there were other more important competitions at the national level, maybe even earlier. Saizopoulos at Agios Kosmas, at the training center of Agios Kosmas, there were and still are anyway other competitions as well.
Yes, do you remember as a kid watching your father doing those strength demonstrations over there? Do you remember all that or not? The competitions in general?
I didn't get to see any wrestling matches. I was born in 89, and wrestling matches faded out around 92 in Greece, somewhere around there, if I'm not mistaken. So I had never seen him wrestle live. However, I had seen him in some strength demonstrations. Yes.
How was it to see this thing, to see your father do it? Man,
A 5 or 6 year old child seeing his father because he sees him as his father, not as a strength athlete, pushing himself to such limits, turning red, and managing to do it no matter what. It was, I can say, even scary.
yes, so you were scared?
Now I find it impressive. But back then, for a 5 or 6 year old child to see their parent in such a situation, it was maybe a bit scary, frightening, if I may say so.
So you saw all that. I guess for you it was a motivation and let's say maybe even an obligation to get involved in dynamic sports.
Motivation? Motivation, yes, an inspiration, a role model, if you will. I can say yes, definitely, because the images, the sports photos I saw of my father, the poses that the wrestlers of that era would strike, or other friends of theirs who were muscular. With a big chest, with an open chest and neck, the neck didn't really stand out from the trapezius muscles. That was the masculine ideal for me. So an image like my father's was a role model, an inspiration. From there, since you mentioned the obligation,
You understand because you have a last name that you have to carry on, let's say, a legacy.
many have told me that thank you, yes, many have mentioned that I should keep my father's name high and continue the tradition, etc. I continue, if you like, from my own field, from my own position, call it whatever you want. Of course, I don't know if this view is what people want to see you the way they saw your father, to see you as well. I don't know how rational or right that is, if you want. Okay, everyone should follow their own path. It's good to carve out your own path, and that's respectable. I mean, earlier we were having a discussion if I wanted to become a hairdresser. Okay, if that was my destiny to excel there and not in strength, then let me become a hairdresser.
Yes, yes, yes. So your opinion is that you would, but did you keep all that part? I mean, you organize events, you're involved with strength, triathlon, so your father didn't pressure you about all this.
He didn't pressure me. No, he didn't pressure me.
Did you go on your own?
Yes, what my father introduced me to was sports, to do weightlifting. From then on, one thing led to another. And the events we organized with my partner, Naso Paliura, everything came together, and my studies around this field also came. Of course,
In general, didn't you want to try these things a bit more? I mean, did you understand what your father does?
the field of strength is something that has won me over, and that's what I am involved in. Either as an athlete, as athletes in what we do, or as a coach where we work seriously, or as an academic. Therefore, since reading and my goals have won me over more, I didn't put so much emphasis on achieving high performance in the area of performance.
Yes, but did it scare you? Does that play a role too?
You understand, was I scared? No, what would scare me?
Because anyway, you definitely get into something. All this is dangerous, can't we say that? You understand? I'm talking about the things your father does.
If you take it to that point, okay, what my father did was basically his job. And yes, he was pushing the limits. Everyone has different limits. And
So there was no fear. I'm trying to understand that.
fear, if you don't have fear, you must be stupid. All right, and everything we do, there's always some fear. I mean, even if you make a professional move, a business move, won't you have fear? If you don't feel fear, you lack a mind and are stupid. That's what I think.
Yes, alright, I'm just telling you in terms of health. Let's say,
Man, sometimes what it gives you by doing something, what you get back, you might possibly be sacrificing some things. As far as health goes, yes, something like that, such intense efforts. Okay, I'm not a doctor, I'm a physical education teacher, but you might also be sacrificing something from your health. And generally, anyone who does professional sports, because we go beyond the limits of sports that have a positive effect on our health. And when we reach the level of professional sports where we make sacrifices, we overtrain, everything is done to the extreme, this may possibly not be beneficial for our health.
do you think about your father before every match or even during training? Does he come to your mind?
I can't handle that to tell you exactly how I feel about it. I'm sorry, I just still can't handle it well. Yes, it crosses my mind, yes.
You understand what I mean? Like that maybe you want to make him proud, you know? That
His image definitely crosses my mind. His image definitely crosses my mind, excuse me.